If you've been following along this series since the very beginning, you will have heard me at least once or twice express some annoyance towards my drum kit. Every video that involves me playing the drums just makes me increasingly more frustrated with my kit just not working as I need it to. So much so that I've decided to upgrade my kit. Originally I was thinking to go with a Roland, maybe like the TD27K V2, but then ALESIS came out with the STRATA Prime. It was on special, so I bought it. Already I've made half a dozen videos with this kit and I am loving it. As good as the preset sounds of the module are, I am looking for something a little bit more specific. If I look at all of the music that I have and will be writing for the album, I can loosely separate it into three different genres. You've got the heavy metal, hard rock stuff, the more standard rock and blues, and then kind of a modern pop rock sort of thing as well. What we're going to do in this episode of writing an instrumental album at home is we're going to construct using the STRATA Prime module, where we're going to build a few different kits that we can use for those different genres of music that will be featured on the album. So for the main rocky sort of kit that I want to use, we're going to take inspiration from Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins, so Foo Fighters, also maybe a little bit of Nirvana, and then Chad Smith and Jeff Porcaro. For the heavier metal side of things, we'll use Joey Jordison from Slipknot, John Dalmine from System of a Down, and then also Lars's kit on the Black Album by Metallica. We'll use those three as the inspiration for the metal. And then in terms of pop music, my thinking is Chad Smith used his kit on a Dua Lipa song. So I'll just use kind of a Chad Smithy rock thing for the not rock and metal stuff. Through the power of Google, we're going to work out what size snare, kick, hi-hat, tom-toms, and cymbals were used by each of the drummers. So Dave Grohl, I know, uses DW and Tama kits. Snare size, let's have a look. Drum type, kick drum, 22-inch kick. 14-inch snare, 12, 16, 18-inch tom-toms. Cymbals, Zildjian, 15-inch hi-hat, 18-inch effects crash, and a 20-inch crash. So 18, 20-inch crashes with a 22-inch ride. In Nirvana, he used same snare, rack toms loosely the same, and then a 24-inch kick. That's really the only difference. So what I'm going to do is fact check this with a few other websites and then do the exact same thing we just did with Dave Grohl with all of my other favorite drummers. I think I've got everything that I need, so we should be able to start working out a few kits. All we're going to do is look at the similarities between what the drummers used and see if that correlates to something in the module, and use that to build kits based off of whatever averages out across all of the drummers that I've chosen. So starting with the rock kits, 22 or 24-inch maple kick seems to be the most common. Everyone uses a 14-inch snare, either birch or bell brass. I don't think we've got bell brass. I know we have birch, so we'll see what to do with the snare. Foo Fighters use a 15-inch hi-hat. Everyone else uses 14-inch hi-hats. Tom-toms are really different, but most people use 12, a 16, and an 18, and then either a 10 or an 8. Cymbals seem to be pretty consistent, 18 and 20-inch crashes, 22-inch ride. I'm just going to use my phone to record what we're doing on the module. It is the iPhone 15 Pro, so supposedly it's got the best video camera, phone video camera on the market. As I was setting up to record, the module actually got an update. So this is what the brand new homepage looks like. Just want to quickly show you that if I go to Browse and then back, I've got these playlists. We're going to create a new playlist. I'm just going to call it My Kits. We'll look at this in a second. For now, I want to go back to ALESIS Prime Factory Kits, which are the 74 kits that you can select, plus the 75th kit, which is empty. And what we're going to do is grab this copper kit, which is my favorite because of the tom-toms, and I'm going to add to playlist. And we go to My Kits. My Kits, Copper Kit 1. I'm going to double click that, go back to the home page just by selecting Kit, and then edit. This is where we will be able to individually select each of the drums and then choose whatever we want to select to that drum. So just to make things easier, we can go hit select, and the first thing that I want to do is... Actually, what we might do is a quick little demonstration of all the sounds of the kit. Basic rock beat. The hi-hat, for me, isn't heavy enough. The snare's okay, but I think it could be better. That crash is fine. I don't want to use a china. I'd much prefer to have another crash. The ride, I like the ride. Whatever. But it's the tom-toms of this kit that I really, really, really like. So as far as a rock kit goes, I don't mind keeping those tom-toms. The kick we might change, we might keep, I'm not too sure. We might make a couple of variations of the ride. That crash is good. I definitely want to change these. And that. I'm just trying to consult my list and figure out what we should change first. Let's just kind of work our way around the kit. So we'll start with the hi-hat. Because I have chosen hit select, just by hitting the hi-hat, we then select to choose a hi-hat. Now what I'm going to do is get rid of the BFD farm. That's the special software that is inbuilt into the module, which normally you have to pay a lot of money for, the BFD software. When I get rid of that BFD search from the top, I get access to way more hi-hat options, which may admittedly not be as good as the BFD farms, but I want options. I want to see what the kit has got and see what is best for the kits that I want. Unfortunately, most of those are made up of the electronic stuff, which I really, really don't want to do. Currently, I'm on a Sabian 14-inch hi-hat, and I want to see what happens if we get a 14-inch custom master hi-hat. It sounds very, 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 very nice, but I don't think it is heavy enough. 15-inch light hi-hat. For now, that works. I will be teasing my use of a double kick drum pedal. I've only played with the double kick drum pedal for all of 41 minutes. So I don't really know what I'm doing just yet, but it's there and I'll mess with it. And by mess with it, I mean make a mess with it because I'm not good yet, but we'll figure that out later. So hi-hat, we'll go with that. Snare is what I want to do next. Birch or bell brass is what I'm looking for. I mean, straight right there, brass snare. It's alright, it's not too bad, I'll keep looking. This is that Grohl 14-inch snare. "14-inch steam snare. That's a contender. It's not too bad, but we'll see what else. That is the Ludwig 14-inch 402 aluminium snare. Signature snare. That snare seems to fit with everything else, so we'll keep that one. That's good. I'm happy with the tom-toms. Hi-hat, that's been changed and is better. My crash is a 20-inch Zildjian crash. So what I might do is just quickly change this china. For now, I'll just stick to Zildjian. So we'll do that and then look for a crash. This 20-inch sugar crash. I guess that works for now. The last thing that I'll change is the kick. The tom-toms are copper. So I'm thinking it probably would be best to stick with a copper kick, just to make sure the toms and the kick match. Walnut, birch, copper kick. Here we go. Damp. I don't like it damp, we'll try open. I think we have the first variation of our rock kit. I like the way that this kit sounds. I might make some variations on the ride and just switch out a couple of pieces, and we can, if I go back to this, I can click save up the top. Save as rock kit, click save. You'll find it under your user kits playlist, and then I just need to scroll down, rock kit, add to playlist, my kits, back, my kits, copper kit, prime factory, and then the rock kit. When switching over to the metal drummers that we're going to try and replicate, first thing that is different is they seem to all be using pasty cymbals. I'm sorry, I don't know much about drum brands. So they're using those sorts of cymbals. Joey Jordison uses a 13-inch steel snare, or just the standard 14 like everyone else uses. So I'll just keep that in mind. But the Metallica Black Album uses 24-inch walnut kick drums. So we should look for walnut or a 22-inch maple, birch, or mahogany kit for the other two metals. So let's just explore. Actually, what I should do is see what tom-toms we've got on offer. The best tom-toms that we have are actually mahogany tom-toms. The only problem is there's no 13-inch tom-tom. So what I might have to do is tune 13 or 14-inch. Tune the tom-tom. So my second tom, we're going to switch back to this. And then I just want to compare the two. That is tuned to 2.0, whatever that means, and then that is tuned to nothing. Okay, so there should be different pitches there. They are. And then we'll switch that to 16-inch mahogany, and then our last tom-tom to an 18-inch mahogany tom-tom. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'm just going to go back to the 14-inch brass snare that we had before. I mean, that works. That's a good base model snare for the kit. So we'll go with that one. Hang on a second. That steam snare seems to fit a little bit better. Tom-toms, kick, snare is done. Let's have a look at our hi-hat next. So getting rid of the BFD, keeping hi-hat, and now going to PST. 15-inch or the 13-inch. There's a crisp hi-hat. Which I don't like at all. And then the 15-inch. I don't like them. So the other option was Sabian, and it seems like we've got a 14-inch Sabian cymbal. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that double. I was still in kind of alright, that was cool. I've never been able to do that before, so I'm happy with that. This sounds okay. There was a 13-inch one that we can try. Just no. So back to the 14-inch Sabian. So now let's see if we can match some crashes to that. So crash, BFD farm, don't really need that, but I want sab. I've switched out the crashes. All that's left to do is the ride, which is right there. Save as metal kit. I am really happy with those kits, especially the metal kit. I think that one sounds really nice and uniform. What I'll do now is just play through both of those kits a few more times and see if I really do like them. If I do, we'll leave them, and I might make some extra variations of each of those with a different snare or something like that. And I'll also play along to a few of the songs on the album and see how the kit suits with them. There's not much else that I think we need to do in this video. Everything that I mentioned just before I can do just by myself off camera, because it will be pretty tedious and boring. I will make an update in the next episode of this series, which will be coming soon, where we might re-record all the songs officially. So get the official drum track written and recorded, and then do the actual guitar parts, the bass parts, and actually perfect the songs, which I'm actually really excited for. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll link a few different videos in the description below just based off of the kit and the instrumental album for any of you that may be interested in any one of those videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm happy. I'm really happy. It's been a long time since I've sat behind a kit and been happy. Except I can't play with a double kick.